It's nice to see you too. My name is Carl Peterson, the content and social media lead here at Credit Suite. And I'm so happy to be back and so happy that you're here too. Today, we're going to be deep diving into 8 innovative ways. I'm going to give you 8 of them that you can fund your startup. One of my favorite things about my role at Credit Suite is when I get to watch so many business owners get that aha light bulb moment of clarity when they understand that no matter where your business is at, there is very, very likely a wide range of funding opportunities for you to take advantage of. The biggest way we talk about are business lines of credit and the many different forms that can come in. But these are going to be 8 different ways we're going to be talking about in this live stream that are a bit more of a creative approach to kind of the same concept. And it still falls in that line of getting you and your business more money, but maybe from a brand new angle, which I'm super excited to deep dive into together today. But before I get ahead of myself, I have Alfredo, of course, in the virtual studio here to answer any questions you might have and drop relevant links in chat and also put up QR codes on the screen that you can very easily scan and take you straight to a page. So make sure you take advantage of that when they pop up throughout. But now that we have all these formal introductions taken care of, I want to hear from you. Tell me where you're at and what your business name is. This is a live broadcast, so I'll give you a shout out on the stream and I'll say hi. A lot of times people pop in and they ask, is this live? And as a joke, I always go, no, but yes, this is this is a live stream. And I'm so happy that you're here. And of course, if there's any questions or comments you may have along the way, make sure to drop them in the chat on whatever platform you may be watching on right now. And Alfredo in the virtual studio or myself will make sure to acknowledge that. Let's go, says Yahweh. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. MQC Media. Hi. Hello. Good to see you. Now, before we get into these 8 innovative ways to fund your startup, I want to put a pause and I want to make sure that we're all on the same page with what's a common form of funding. Now, most of these I am certain that you've heard of and maybe have even gotten funding already for your business using one of these paths. None of these are going to be extremely new or off the wall. And in fact, I actually did a live stream recently in one of our past weekly shows going over these in detail. So just some common ways to fund your startup. Let's go through a very, very quick checklist here. So business lines of credit, right? Venture capital or VC. You have angel investors, government grants, SBA loans, borrowing from friends and family, bootstrapping, crowdfunding, and that is just to name a few. I want to make sure that tuning in today was worth your time. So what you need to know about right away is our free guide that you can get right now called 27 Ways to Get Cash for Your Business over at creditsuite.com/27. creditsuite.com/27. This will walk you through 27 different ways you can fund your business, including some of the ways that I just listed and some of these more innovative ways that we're about to dive into as well. And as a business owner, you have options and you absolutely deserve to know them. So head over to creditsuite.com/2727 and make sure that you have a clear understanding into a lot of them. Okay, enough of that. Now let's get into the reason we are here and talk about the 8 innovative ways to fund your startup, starting with the credit line hybrid. So this is Credit Suite's very own in-house financing. So in a 24-hour window from right now, you can secure up to $150,000 with no collateral, no cash flow requirements, and a 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. If you go to creditsuite.com/CLH, credit line hybrid, CLH. You can pre-qualify. You can also find out more information on how we can help you out right now, regardless of where your business is at. Next are corporate sponsorships. So corporate sponsorship refers to a mutually beneficial relationship between a business, which is the sponsor, and an event or an organization, individual, or a cause, which are the sponsored entity, right? And in this arrangement, the sponsor provides financial support and resources or just services in general to the sponsored entity in exchange for promotional opportunities and visibility. And this support can take various forms, and that can include cash contributions or in kind donations or even the provisions of services. Next is grants and competition. So this is where two distinct mechanisms through which individuals and businesses and organizations can obtain funding or even recognition, excuse me, recognition for specific projects or initiatives or ideas. So some common types of grants, government grants, which is offered by obviously the government or a government agency at a local or a state or a national level to support public service or research or community development. Next, you have foundation grants, which provided by private foundations with specific missions of areas of interest, such as education or healthcare, or even something like the arts. And then you have corporate grants, right, which is offered by businesses to support community initiatives or charitable projects or specific causes aligned with their CSRs, which corporate social responsibility goals. Hey, Steve, good to see you. Very interesting, Steve said. Uh, and then another innovative way to fund your business is pre-sales. Pre-sales, short for pre-selling, refers to the process of selling a product or service before it's officially launched or made available to the general public. So, in a pre sales model, businesses aim to generate interest or build anticipation and also secure commitments from customers before the actual release of that product or that service. And this approach can be particularly beneficial for startups and businesses looking to validate market demand and secure that initial funding. Next are strategic partnerships. So this refers to collaborative agreements between two or more entities with the goal of achieving mutual benefits that would be challenging to attain individually, right? So these are formed to leverage each partner's strengths and resources and capabilities and even contacts, right? Network to create a strong meshed business where there's limited weak spots that may be there without that one or more extra person. Then you have cryptocurrency and blockchain funding. By the way, if you're just tuning in, make sure to say hi. I love seeing you in chat. Right now, we're going through 8 innovative ways that you can fund your startup. So, cryptocurrency and blockchain funding. This one overall pretty self-explanatory, right? So this refers to the various ways in which a project or startup or initiatives can lean into the cryptocurrency and the blockchain space to raise capital. Next, you have RBF, which is revenue-based financing. So this is a form of business financing in which a company receives funding in exchange for a percentage of its future revenue. So, unlike traditional loans, right, where fixed payments are made regardless of business performance, an RBF aligns repayment with company revenue. So, this financial model is often used by startups and small businesses that may not have consistent or predictable cash flows. And then number eight, on this list of 8 innovative ways to fund your startup are subscription models, right? So similar to cryptocurrency and blockchain, this one may be a bit more explanatory as well. But a subscription model is simply just a business model in which customers pay for a reoccurring fee at regular intervals, such as monthly or annually, even weekly, right? That just depends on what your model, what your model is. And for that subscription, then it's an exchange for an access to a product or a service. And a few startups where this might apply are things like SaaS companies or monthly kit deliveries. You see this a lot in like food and clothing and kind of like goods, right? You have fitness and wellness memberships, of course. You have online learning platforms. A lot of people sell their courses. This can be set up as a subscription model. Reoccurring app membership plans, just, that's very wide range depending on what you do. Is there a subscription model available? Could you implement that? Plus a million more. So I guess the main question is, are you inspired yet? There are you have options available to you right now, regardless of if it's the most common form of funding or if it's something super creative and innovative, or even a mesh between common and innovative, or a mesh between a couple common ones. The world is yours, and that's, like I mentioned, one of my favorite moments of being in this role with Credit Suite, when business owners get that aha moment where, oh, I can secure funding by this way or this way or this way. You have options, whether it's common forms of funding or super innovative forms of funding. So this was a quick one, but I want you to make sure that you have two things before our time's up together. Okay. So one, if you're a business owner wanting to secure funding of any kind, anything mentioned or anything not mentioned in this live stream, you don't have to figure it out alone at all, right? So if you go to creditsuite.com/consult, you can fill out a very quick form in just a few minutes, and someone from the team will reach out to you to go over specifics that apply to you and your business. You can read blogs, you can watch videos all day long, but everything's not a one size fits all. And that's important to know. So if you go to creditsuite.com/consult, we can actually figure out exactly how your business can secure funding. And again, that's regardless of if you're a million a month cash flow or haven't even launched a business yet. Head over to that link, or you can give us a call at 877-600-2487. MQC says, you just listed a number of ways to find your startup. Could you possibly create a list and post it in this chat? So I don't have a list handy, MQC, but I will say this. The second that this live stream ends, I see you watching it on YouTube, whenever this ends, it'll be a video on demand. So you're able to go back. I don't have that handy with me right now, and I do apologize, but this isn't going away. So whenever this ends, make sure to watch the video version, and you can catch those everything I listed out again. My apologies, I don't have that ready. The second thing I want to remind you of, and by the way, that's MQC Media is watching on YouTube. That applies for whatever platform you're watching this on. So the second that this is done, just watch the video version and you get the whole thing back again, just not live. The second thing I wanted to remind you of is our free guide that you can download right now. I mentioned this in the beginning. It's very important that you have the information that you need. So the 27 ways to get cash for your business guide is creditsuite.com/27. We only talked about a few ways today, but you can discover what your options really are and do it by using resources available to you by industry leaders such as ourselves. So that's a win-win. And with that, that is the stream today. Thank you again for joining us. And thank you again to Alfredo for taking care of everything in the virtual studio behind the scenes. Again, if you did want to go back and watch this live stream or any past live streams, whatever platform you're on, just click our profile name and you can have access to everything that we've posted ever. Even live streams, they are video on demand. So make sure you do that. If you want to recap anything in this live stream or recent ones or old ones, whatever you want to do, it's there for you and available. We will see you again this Thursday for our next live training. And we look forward to hearing from you over at creditsuite.com/consult. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have